What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today, and welcome to Royal Mountain Ski Area. Now, this is a real-life track, and it's created by Cool Whip. Ahead of me right here, you have a combination of motocross slash supercross. However, you'll also see, just below my big fat head here, there is a hell of a lot of squiggly lines. Now, you know me, I'm a massive fan of Enduro slash GNCC type trails in this game. I think it's very relaxing. I really enjoy it, and I'm really sad that we don't get more and more tracks like this. Where is my change camera button? There it is. And so what we're going to do today is we are going to go around these trails just the one time, see how long it takes, and hopefully have a good time doing it. I've seen some positive things. Some doofus, who is like a long time enduro lover on this game, commented on this track saying like done a good job, etc. I also saw people in AJP track saying it was really good, like there's logs and stuff around the course as we go. And I saw one particular screenshot, which I'll try and overlay on the screen right now for you, which looked the spitting image of what I would see when I do like hare and hound type scrambles here in the UK. I've done a few of them at a track called Canada Heights here in the UK. If you know of it, then you'll probably know they do hare and hound stuff there. They're most famous for their racing. But so I really enjoy the aspect of enduro. I'm not fast enough to want to like compete hard or have like, you know, big tanks, moose tires, all this like recluse clutch, all this good stuff that you see all the top boys running. However, I just like pulling my little 2008, 2009, whatever it is, Yami 125 out of retirement and just going and spinning as many laps as I can within the course of 3 hours. And how it works there is they implement parts of the motocross track. They then use parts of like the massive paddock they have out the back, massive field, and then there's a wooded section as well, so you're dodging your way through trees. And it's always quite interesting because whenever I do go and do it, the people that I'll be competing with around or near, they will always absolutely leave me for dust amongst the trees. The balls on those men, they must be humongous because they're like rubbing shoulders, like going very quick, just barely scraping past all these trees. And I'm just like, no, I'll take my time. I don't want to hit any of them today. And then when we get to the track section, I pass them again and then hold them up in the woods again. So yeah, it's definitely interesting. I had one day there doing it where it was incredibly sunny, and I actually got like my eyes were so sore at the end because they were strained just from like looking through the trees where there was all the shadows and stuff. But I really do enjoy some enduro stuff. I'm never going to have the talent to do hard enduro, but just casual, you know, hare and hound scramble trail riding type things I do really enjoy. Oh, here we go, here's the logs. Wop. Oh, they are a lot harder at collision than I thought. They're okay. They're not kicking me in any weird directions at all. Okay, love it. Big W. It's one of the hardest things. I think the reason we don't get many enduro-y type tracks with logs, etc., is because the collisions on them and the game can be a little bit wonky. But then once, oh, worked a-okay. Every single tree that you see on the track in front of me right now does have collisions. There's two files for this. One is an MX version where the trees have no collisions and it's more, and the track map is the motocross track that you saw at the beginning of the video. And then the other version is the woods version, which is what I'm playing right here, where the timing is for the GNCC type enduro loop, and all of the trees have collisions. And that does get me wondering, is there ever going to be a time where we have enough GNCC style tracks to do a series on them? Because I think that would be very epic. One update that I have wanted this game to have for the longest time imaginable, which I doubt will ever come, but would open up the door for so many new possibilities, is if we could go back to the pits and refuel without it removing us from the race. So let's say, like, take iRacing, for example, or any other kind of car games. They will go and have events like 24 hours Le Mans, for example, where you get a team together, so on and so forth. My phone is just lit up. Imagine me being on a diet for like 5 months now and McDonald's is sending me notifications to my phone. Leave me alone. Stop tempting me. So yes, you get like in the car games, you get like Le Mans 24 hours and like team races where you just kind of take it in shifts. I'd love to have something like that in this game where we could go enduro tracks or even just normal tracks and you're part of a team and you have to run as many laps as you can in a certain number of hours. I think you shouldn't just be able to pause the game and return to pits and refuel. I think you should have like a pit lane on the track that you ride into, and then it gives you the option to refuel there. So you do have to still manage your fuel and make sure that you don't do too many laps so you don't run out. I'd love stuff like that. It just would give so many more options, and I think it would make the enduro discipline much, much better. I'm probably one of the only people in the entire community that would ever feel the need to do more than one lap in a row of Krakenberg, for example. But if we had the ability to do so, we could do like 3-hour-long races, which is very similar to the Hare and Hound style that I do every now and then IRL, and do, you know, you might even get 3 laps in, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you'd start the 3rd lap, so you'd have to finish it. So maybe it'd take like 3.5 hours or so to do 3 laps around there. And it would be fun. It would open up the door for some much longer streams. You could get some teamwork involved by having like a tag team style where, let's say you take... Let's do something absolutely stupid. So take a track like Forest, and you rotate with somebody, and it's whoever completes the most amount of laps within, let's say, like a 12-hour window. Just absolutely stupid things that no one would probably want to do, but for a one-off event would be quite cool just to have the ability to do so. I think it'd be really, really nice. Also, I'm stopping because you forget I am sponsored. G Fuel. They recently came out with a energy and protein, I guess, supplement. And if any of you are wannabe gym lads like me, then I think you'll really, really like it. It's my favourite product from them by far. It is 140 milligrams of caffeine, so I guess works similar to a pre-workout in a way. And then also it has 15 grams of protein in each one. So it's just a combination of a little bit of caffeine and, let's go through that, and a protein shake at the same time. The flavour that I'm rocking with at the moment is French vanilla latte, and I've almost desecrated the entire thing. I really, really enjoy it, to the extent where it is the first time I have ever personally reached out to them again and asked for more of a product. I've asked for the other 2 flavours list. There's 3 flavours in total. You've got French vanilla latte, you've got cafe mocha, and you have also got chocolate for any of you chocoholics. So definitely go and check out, and using code LINS at checkout, as always, will give you a nice little 20% discount. And I don't think you'll regret it. I think you'll enjoy it. So we're about 6.5 minutes through this. I want to say we're probably about halfway. So maybe like a 12-ish minute loop. Feels about right. I mean, it's very hard to tell a lot of the time where on the map exactly you've been. And one thing I'm struggling with a little bit is just fully working out exactly where I'm going, because there's very high saturation on this grass. It's very, very green, and then it's just... I wonder if a microphone would have just picked that up. That was an incredibly loud car exhaust. Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's some very interesting views around the area, but I like the overlay. It's not just like, it's not a brutal track. He's put little bits of rough here and there in the corners to slow you down and get you up on the pegs and taking your time. Then it does open up into some really long straights as well, where if you're feeling risky, or if you've done a couple of laps and you know the next object that's coming up, you can try sending it if you really, really want to. And I definitely think there's lots of risk versus reward around a track like this. I mean, you saw there, the track just kind of like fell away from me at the bottom of the hill. So if you was going a little bit too fast down there and you tumbled off and over, then it'd be a big old time loss. But at the same time, if you do hit it quick, you could catch a lot of other people out that are kind of tiptoeing their way through. And I also like that he's gone to the extent of the white markers that are around the track in that one particular section I just mentioned, that he's actually like lowered it because it looks like people have been off the track there. So just them tiny little attentions to detail that I think are really, really cool. And it's nice. We don't get much like this. The only... I would say the only other, because like people, when they make massive compounds on this game and they've got some extra room, it's almost like a little bit of an afterthought where it's like, oh, we'll just chuck some trails around the outside, for example. And they're okay, but they're never like super enticing by any means. So I would say the best trails in the entirety of this game was made by Rubes years ago at this point, called Enduro de Hevelenberg. The pronunciation is probably very, very wrong, which I do apologise for. So feel free to correct me on that. But generally, still to date, my favourite set of trails on this game. There's like tiny little rock sections where you can pick your way through. There is a smooth line everywhere. You just have to find it. And that's what I enjoy about trails, is if you just move like a bike whip to the left or to the right, you can find a completely different smooth section. And it's something that I was always quite impressed with when I used to watch GNC racing, whenever they put the replays up on YouTube, like the AMA. It might not even fall under AMA, sorry, but the American GNCC series. And funnily enough, I don't know why this came up, but when I was watching... Oh no, Charlie made me watch Adam Cincerulo's final Supercross vlog, which, by the way, got me incredibly sad and depressed. I'm really upset that he hasn't had the career that he deserves. Like, generally one of my favourite riders ever. And I remember the first time seeing AC was watching the Heart of Motocross when I was very young as well. So I almost feel like I've done the journey with him in a way. I feel like we're quite similar ages and so on. But yeah, that made me really sad. But it brought up because Weege appeared on it for a few seconds. And I just said, like, the first time I ever heard Weege wasn't in the motocross side of things. It was when he commentated GNCC stuff. And yeah, I love Weege. He's got such a good voice. Like, he's such a fun personality to have on there. And I hope we don't lose him. My generally favourite combo, I think, was Weege and, oh god, Grant Langston. But unfortunately, yeah, Langston's never going to be coming back anytime soon, is he? Because of reasons. GNCC style events in MX bikes, I don't think they'd be great to watch from a commentator's perspective. From a POV, it could be a little bit different because you're kind of in the action all the time. But yeah, from an outside party's perspective, it could be a little bit boring to watch, I'm not going to lie. We've got here, checkpoint mile 5. I reckon, looking at this track map, I reckon this is about 6 miles in total. I reckon we've got 1 mile left to go. And we're almost 11 minutes deep in this at this point. So yeah, very interesting to see what we kind of end up as. I did slow down and kind of pause for a second to give my shameless G Fuel plug. But other than that, it's been alright. There's been no part that I've gone into and just exploded off the bike. I'm so happy that the OEM bikes can handle hills very well these days, because this hill I think would be, almost jinxed myself, this hill I think would be head shake central, would be very difficult to get up to, but it just plugged away, no problem. Shift into a higher gear, just bog the bike up, lean back a little bit, sit down, and job is good and no worries at all. And I'm liking the elevation that we got going on here. Definitely is a ski area. I even saw some of the like poles for a ski lift dotted around as well. So Mr. Cool Whip has done a really good attention to detail here. Now, I'm not going to cover the MX track in this video. That's something that you guys are more than welcome to go through and experiment with yourself and let me know how that rides. But I was just genuinely excited. Now we're on checkpoint 5 1/4. And he's even gone through the effort of making custom tents for the checkpoints as well. I mean, when I've done some of the Hare and Hounds at Canada Heights, they've had different scoring systems depending on when I've gone. One time we went, it was just like lap scores, you know, that mark your number as you go through. Other times you've had like a wristband on with, I don't even know what it would have in it, but it's like a sensor, so you go up to a board and tap it as you go through. Other times there's been someone that's had to scan you as you go through. And it's always like so funny. I'm not the tallest person in the world. So sometimes if the floor is a little bit uneven, I might go on tiptoes a little bit. And when you're trying to stop and go again really quickly whilst getting a sensor to go on your wrist, on like depending on what hand it's in, and it can be comical sometimes. You're like, don't fall over, and then get going again really quickly. I love it. It's all part of the fun. For whatever reason, 3 hours of trail riding at a moderate pace doesn't tire me out anywhere near as like well, in the UK, a lot of our races are like 15 minutes long only, unless you're at like a professional level. Yeah, like a 15-minute moto. So yeah, very strange. And I will go out on a limb and say that I do still much prefer riding my two-stroke in general than four-stroke. It's just four-stroke is a bit more competitive these days. But I don't know what the future holds for me in terms of real-life riding. I constantly on stream keep getting people ask when the next real-life video is going to be. And it's just whenever I go out. The AJP boys are looking to go out riding together at some point. Unfortunately, the AJP owner, he's not the best on a motorbike. And yeah, when he decides to hop on a two-stroke and loops his Larry and breaks his back, don't know if it's broken, but it hurts his back, then he's out of the action for a while. So we have to wait for that man to heal. Ben. So yeah, but it'll be nice to get out at some point, even if I don't take my own bike. They've got plenty of bikes themselves. Just let me borrow. You could see me on a Stark. That'd be interesting. You could see me on an RM450. Who the hell knows? No idea what I'm going to rock up on. But yeah, there'll be 1 or 2 this year. So never say never. I'm just excited to get a leg over a bike again. I know for a fact I'll probably last 2 laps before 4 arms go. But that's all in good fun of riding, isn't it? That's how it goes. You never really lose 100% of your speed. It doesn't take that long to get up and going again, speed-wise. But your arms just say no. Like the bike fitness is 0. So there you go. There is a lap of ski. I've always got the name. Rocky blah 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 ski area, and 14 minutes long. So decent sized trail. I reckon you can get that down to 13 minutes, maybe just under 13 if you start barking. Actually, no lower than that, because I did pause, didn't I, for a while. But yeah, really good stuff. Thank you very much, Cool Whip, for bringing some more enduro style action for us. Very, very appreciative of that, sir. And I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a cheeky little like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. It'd be very much appreciated. And have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you're up to. I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.
I'm sacrificing my life, I'm sacrificing my mind, I'm sacrificing my sanity, but most importantly, I'm sacrificing my time. Boy, I feel fine, I feel like I am a king. Honestly, I can't complain. Even with faith that's the size of a grain of some salt, I will still move a mountain and do what I want.